Nothing levels up your bass playing more than going to a jam, in my opinion. You can join a band, you can practice at home, you can, do tons of other things, but the unpreparedness and the momentary pressure of a jam session really, really hones you in. I've been playing music in front of people for decades before I did my first jam. I'd been in orchestras, bands, ensembles, playing shopping centres, street corners, all the way up to big concert venues. And the first time I went to a jam session, I was absolutely terrified. I was so outside of my comfort zone, not knowing what was going to happen, what was going to get called, and I think that unpreparedness really makes a change in how you approach the instrument and how you approach the rest of your bass playing afterwards. A lot of people ask, how do I jam? How do I get good at jamming? How do I get started? And quite often the same old advice gets rolled out, which is really the same advice that gets rolled out for any other question, and that's learn your scales, learn some theory, learn pentatonics. I mean, it goes on and on. I I believe that to be good at an instrument, you need several things. Theory is one of them. Vocabulary is one of them. Learning pentatonics, learning major, minor scales, and all that stuff really is important. At some point, it's not important to start jamming, and I think that the advice is discouraging for beginners. I think that people should aim to jam as soon as possible. People should be making music, improvised music, as soon as possible. I think that unlocks a lot of things that my peers and the internet generation appear to have forgotten. So, vocabulary we talked about, repertoire, learning songs, um, all of these things, functional ability on the bass. All these things are really important to get good. But to start jamming, if you can play a root note, if you can play 3 different root notes, you're good to go. That's basically it. So my advice for those of you who are thinking about jamming, do it. That's, I mean, I can't overemphasize how much I believe it's great for everyone. Find for your first jam, find a blues jam. I'd advise against open mics. I'd definitely advise against jazz jams. Even if you're an experienced player, someone who has been, been in a band or been practicing a lot at home and know a lot of stuff, like a lot of theory and technique and that sort of thing, I would definitely advise a blues jam as your first thing. The unpreparedness and the not knowing what's going on. If you can reduce the unpreparedness to the bare minimum, so you can be somewhat prepared, then I think that's a good thing to stop you going too far, making it too uncomfortable. I think that the comfort thing that we all have, if I've got a gig with a band, I'm going to practice a lot. I'm going to make sure that I know the material. If I don't know things perfectly, I'm going to have some sneaky charts hidden down on the floor by my feet, just in case. Like, I want to be prepared 100%. I want to feel as comfortable as I can. When I go to a jam, I'm almost at the point now where I kind of just want to be uncomfortable. And the sorts of jams that I'm going to, random songs get called, like, stuff that I've heard of. Like at the last jam, Careless Whisper was called. Never learned it, never played it. Pulled the chords up on my phone and had, as did everyone else in the band. We all were just looking at phones and iPads, and it was great. It was uncomfortable. Mistakes were made, and by the end of the song, we were all playing together, and it sounded great. The singer was overjoyed that we'd all managed to accompany them, and good times were had. So pick a blues jam. If you're brand new to bass playing, learn the 12-bar blues. It's really, really straightforward. Um, listen to a lot of 12-bar blues. There's tons of backing tracks on YouTube, and just learn to play just the basic root notes. So in A, it'll just be like. That's it. Horribly out of time, but you get the idea. So it's, I'm not going to teach you how to play the blues. There's a ton of resources out there of people that are teaching. But just being able to know that one shape, and just playing root notes, will get you through. Get yourself to the jam. Introduce, you've got to put your name on a sheet when you get there. Introduce yourself to the person with the sheet or people in the house band. Tell them it's your first time. Tell them you know the 12-bar blues, and they'll put you with someone who's likely to call 12-bar blues and not something else. Some of the blues jams you go to, there's blues adjacent stuff gets called. Sometimes very adjacent, sometimes not very adjacent. So there's still a big level of unpreparedness. But if you know how to get through the basic 12-bar blues, you'll get through it. The usual format is two or three songs. That's all you've got to get through. 15 minutes on stage, 15 minutes in front of people. Afterwards, you'll feel great that it's happened. You'll feel relieved. All the pressure that have been building up, waiting for your turn to be called, will all have drifted away, and you won't be able to wait until the next time. So I can't emphasize enough. Now, other things that happen at blues jams, you meet people. You meet musicians that are either their first time, or they've been a few times, or they've been going for 20 years. Everyone is there for one reason: to make music, to chat to people, and to just, have a good time. I've never met anyone who's not been 100% welcoming. I've never met anyone who hasn't complimented me on my playing. Even if I've done nothing to warrant it, people are appreciative, very, very nice, and I can't recommend it enough. So, in summary, if you want to level up your playing, learn the 12-bar blues, find a local blues jam, and turn up and have a go.